Hello everyone, my name is Quinn. Welcome to my channel, The Origin of the Curiosity. In this episode, I will talk about the legendary creator of the Bitcoin, Satoshi Nakamoto. As we know, the Bitcoin, the world's most valuable cryptocurrency, has burned so many years. But so far, the public still didn't know anything about the identity of its creator.
Satoshi Nakamoto, the only name of the founder of the Bitcoin that is publicly known online. His story originated on August 18, 2008, when Nakamoto of his colleagues registered the domain name Bitcoin.org and later built a relative website. On October 31st of the same year, Nakamoto published a white paper on the mailing list of the cryptography Greek website Mythos.com, describing a digital cryptocurrency titled Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. On January 9, 2009, Nakamoto raised the version 0.1 of the Bitcoin software on the website SourceForge, the world's largest open-source software platform, and launched the network by defending the Genesis block, the block number 0, which had a reward of 15 bitcoins. The text embedded in this Genesis block called the headline of the British newspaper The Times on that day, namely, Chancellor on the brink of the second bailout for the banks, which seemed to be a satire on the problem in banking system at the same time. This actually started the journey of the Bitcoin, so this day is also called the year one of the Bitcoin by the cryptocurrency enthusiasts around the world. Given that Satoshi Nakamoto once said that working on writing the Bitcoin code really began in the second quarter of 2007, the initial outbreak of the U.S. credit crisis, when the collapse of the real estate market severely affected the liquidity of the global financial markets. This crisis showed that even the world's largest bank could fail. Therefore, some people speculated that Satoshi Nakamoto's original intention of inventing Bitcoin was to deal with economic risks brought by the existing banking system, and the decentralized nature of the Bitcoin financial transaction seemed to be coincide with this speculation. Until mid-2010, Nakamoto continued to work with others on the development of the Bitcoin software and personally made all the modifications to the source code. Then on April 23, 2011, Satoshi Nakamoto wrote an email to another crypto developer that he had handed over the control of the source code repository and the network learned keys to Gavin Anderson and transferred the salary related domains to various prominent members of the Bitcoin community. He would turn to the other things. From there on, there is no communication from the Satoshi Nakamoto's email address. Satoshi Nakamoto completely disappeared from the internet. Before his disappearance, the only registration information about his identity on the internet was his profile on the P2P Foundation. Satoshi Nakamoto claimed to be a 37-year-old male living in Japan. He cited his date of birth as April 5, 1975. But some investigators noticed the date to refer to the setting of the Executive Order number 6102, which banned the position of the gold coins in the United States, and the year it was repealed in 1975. Based on the existing identity information relative to the Satoshi Nakamoto, it is currently impossible to confirm whether his true identity is Japanese. Satoshi Nakamoto never revealed the personal information when discussing the technical issue with other developers online. But he seems to be particularly concerned about the financial system of the bank and made some comments. Satoshi Nakamoto has always used English to communicate with other people, and his English shows the new level standards. Satoshi Nakamoto used British English in source code comments and forum posts, such as experience body heart, terms such as friend and mess, and sparing of the gray and the color, and some people speculate that he is unlikely to be a Japanese living in Japan. In addition, he quoted the British newspaper comments on British bank in Genesis block, which led people to speculate that Satoshi Nakamoto may have an ancestry of life spirits of the Commonwealth. Swiss software engineer Stephen Thomas once drawing a timeline based on the time of the more than 500 Bitcoin farm posts posted by the Satoshi Nakamoto. The chart shows the time when the Satoshi Nakamoto was not online. That is the possible sleeping time between the 5 a.m. and 11 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time in the UK, midnight to 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time in the United States, and between 2 p.m. and 8 p.m. Japanese Standard Time. This shows that if Satoshi Nakamoto lived in Japan, he would have unusual sleeping patterns. Instead, his sleeping schedule is in the line with the life patterns in the North American. Some people also believe that Satoshi Nakamoto may not be a single person but a team because the design concept and the workload of the Bitcoin code are beyond the ability of the one person. Dan Kaminsky, a security researcher who has read the Bitcoin code, commented that Satoshi Nakamoto is either a team or a genius. Laszlo Hennis, a developer who has sent email to the Satoshi Nakamoto, feels that the Bitcoin code is too perfect if it is designed by one person. Most of the investigators speculate that Satoshi Nakamoto is a software or cryptography expert from the United States or European. Most of the candidates are white people of no Japanese descent. Some of them take the narratives admitted to the outside world that they are the Satoshi Nakamoto, but in the end, they are all confirmed to be a forgery. Some people are speculated to be a Satoshi Nakamoto, but they are basically denying it. We will list several potential candidates for Satoshi Nakamoto. They are all popular candidates for Satoshi Nakamoto. Some has been denied, and some are still inclusive. Dorian Nakamoto. In March 2014, Newsweek published a high-profile article in which investigative reporter Leah Goodman identified a 64-year-old Japanese-American man living in Temple, California. Dorian apprenticed Satoshi Nakamoto, whose real name is Satoshi Nakamoto. In addition, the reporter also lists other clues that the man was the inventor of the Bitcoin. Dorian Nakamoto was trained as a physicist at California State Polytechnic University, Pomona, working as a system engineer in confidential defense project, and worked as a computer engineer in technology and financial information service company. According to his doctor, Nakamoto was fired twice in the early 1990s, became a libertarian, and encouraged her to start his own business without government control. One of the biggest clues revealed in the article is that when reporter Goodman asked Dorian Nakamoto about Bitcoin in a brief face-to-face interview, he seemed to confirm his identity as the founder of the Bitcoin, saying, "I'm no longer involved. I can't discuss it. It has been handed over to other people. They are in charge of it. I no longer have any connection." The article immediately attracted Web3's attention. In order to interview Dorian Nakamoto, the reporter even camping near his home. In the subsequent interview, Nakamoto denied all his connection with Bitcoin, saying that he had never heard of the Bitcoin before, and that he misunderstood the Goodman's interview question as a content of his previous work for a military contractor, because it involved a no-disclosure agreement, so he answered like that. At the same time, on the internet, the account of the P2P Foundation named Nakamoto also released the first message in 5 years. "I'm not Satoshi Nakamoto," but soon after, the account released another information saying that the online account has been hacked, so the truth of the previous message could not be confirmed. Hugh Finney, a computer science, a coder, a cryptography enthusiast, is developer of the widely used communication encryption program Pretty Good Privacy, aka PGP, who's working on the PGP revolutionary email encryption, and laid the foundation for the privacy principle that Bitcoin will later embody. But Finney died in 2014 and at the age of 58 after a 5-year battle with the ARS. He was active in the Bitcoin community and in the 2009 became the first person to receive the Bitcoin from the Satoshi Nakamoto in a transaction. Coincidentally, he lived a few blocks from a neighbor named Dorian Nakamoto, whose some security may have been an inspiration for the Fanny's pseudonym. In a whisper gave a sample of the Fanny's writing to a writing analysis consulting service, and the firm analysis reported that Nakamoto and Fanny have a similar writing styles, leading to a speculation that Fanny may have been Satoshi's ghostwriter, or at least involved in the project. But Fanny himself has always denied such claims, showing the email he and Satoshi exchanged over the years, as well as the history of his Bitcoin wallet, as a proof that he is not the Satoshi. Leonard Harris Sisman, a famous cinematographer, a researcher, and a PhD candidate at the Computer Security and Industry Cinematography Research Group, which also gave Sisman the opportunity to work under the guidance of David Chen, the father of the digital currency. Sisman is also a permanent member of the Cyberpunk Movement, the mixed master anonymous forward protocol. He developed embodies the basic principle of the Bitcoin decentralized and security architecture, which is very familiar to the Bitcoin nodes. Sisman also developed the PGP with Hale Finney. He has worked closely with Blackstream CEO Adam Back, and also collaborated on the projects with Bittorrent's character Bram Hank. Interestingly, although the Sisman is American, he often uses British English in his communication. Unfortunately, Sisman died in 2011, and his wife reported that Sisman died of the suicide. His death, coincident with Satoshi Nakamoto, suddenly disappeared from the public review. These clues and the coincidence has led to the further speculation about the Sisman's connection with Satoshi Nakamoto. But given that the person involved is dead, we never give a definite answer as to whether the Sisman is the real Satoshi Nakamoto. Nick Szabo, an earlier cryptographer, a professional computer engineer, and a legal scholar, was a friend with many people in their circle. Szabo pioneered the scheme of smart contract in a 1996 paper titled The Smart Contract, Building the Block for the Digital Markets. In 2005, he wrote a blog post hypothesizing a digital currency called the Bitgold that would not rely on the trust of a third party, and was decentralized from the currency. Many people believe that this was a predecessor to the Bitcoin. Szabo also previously working at DigiCash, a digital payment system that used cryptography, but Szabo was eventually ruled out as Satoshi Nakamoto. Greg Wright is a controversial candidate for the Satoshi Nakamoto. Dr. Wright is an Australian computer science and businessman who has repeatedly claimed to be the Satoshi Nakamoto, and has even enrolled in a legal proceeding regarding the ownership of the identity of the Satoshi Nakamoto. Wright, who has worked in information technology for members of companies, including the Australian Stock Exchange, and has a security consultant at Mahindra, claimed to have designed architecture of what may have been the world's first online casino, the Centers Online, which went online in 1999. In February 2018, the incident of White's former colleague, David Kleeman, filed a lawsuit against White in the United States District Court for the South District of Florida, accusing Wright of defaulting the claimant of his bitcoins and intellectual property. The premise of this lawsuit is that Greg Wright and his colleagues are the inventor and founder of Bitcoin, and that Wright holds more than 1 billion bitcoins that were originally developed. The instead of David Kleeman believes that the Wright and Kleeman co-create Bitcoin, so the Wright should repay half of the bitcoins to Kleeman. The jury dismissed the civil lawsuit in December 2021. On March 14, 2024, the High Court in London dismissed the claims, ruling that Ms. Wright was not the Satoshi Nakamoto, and Wright's previous statement that he was a Satoshi Nakamoto is also determined by the court to be a lie he made up. Peter Todd, a Canadian Bitcoin expert and a software developer whose past experience includes password cracking and then transitioning to a cryptography and a decentralized system, began working as a Linux developer in 2001 and later became an electronic designer for JDX in 2008. Todd has made a significant contribution to the core code of the Bitcoin since 2012, has been a core developer of the Bitcoin since 2014, and has been a consultant on various sites since 2015. He has held important cryptography positions, including chief science of the master core and the dark vault. The 2024 HBO documentary controversially states that Todd is Satoshi Nakamoto. However, Todd repeatedly denied his claim before and after the release of the documentary, claiming on the social media that he is not Satoshi Nakamoto, and questioning the conclusion of the documentary. The conclusion of the film remains speculative, and there is no clear evidence, which suggests that the true identity of the creator of the Bitcoin remains an unsolved mystery. At the present, there are nearly 100 people suspected to be Satoshi Nakamoto, but no one has been completely confirmed to be him. The world will not stop looking for Satoshi Nakamoto. First of all, as the greatest inventor in the field of digital encryption, Satoshi Nakamoto's historical standards are unquestionable. He brought a subversive currency conception to mankind, allowing people to have a new payment model outside the traditional banking system. People certainly want to know who invented this epic-making technology. Secondly, his economic value. Bitcoin currently supports a cryptocurrency industry worth $2 trillion. It's now traded by the world's largest investment company and even the official currency of the country. As the founder, Satoshi Nakamoto himself is estimated to hold at least 1 billion bitcoins. According to the currency market condition, Satoshi Nakamoto is worth at least hundreds of billions of US dollars, making him one of the richest people in the world. However, the public still know nothing about this person. Even the rebels will be interested in the true identity of such a secretly rich man. Therefore, in the view of Satoshi Nakamoto's historical status and economic value, people will continue looking for the Satoshi Nakamoto. Perhaps one day in future, the life experience of the founder of Bitcoin will really be revealed to the world. Let us wait and see.